I've just had this whole thing apart to deoxid all the controls. This is what the inside looks like. The cassette mechanism is actually an earlier tension mechanism. It's similar, but better built. Has a heavier flywheel, one belt to drive it, a Mitsumi motor. Up top, the playback is driven by a rubber idler wheel, so that's better. Give it even more dampened, vibrations or anything go away. I'm driving the playback, so even smoother playback is what I'm getting at. And it has an electromagnetic record erase head. So it's similar to what we all know, but better built. And the record key, you actually have to press both record and play at the same time to engage it. It doesn't auto lock. So yeah, we're gonna be putting it back together now. Well, wouldn't you know it, I get it all back together. Now I know this worked when I first got it, but the incandescent bulb for the tuning dial decided to burn out. So back apart it goes, and I have the leads reversed, but it's apparently a 20-volt bulb. Time to find a suitable replacement. All right, so what ended up happening was it's probably a 24-volt bulb run on 20 volts for slightly dimmer, and very hard to obtain, but we found some. It'll be here in about 4 to 6 weeks. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and put this back together, and after I get the bulb in and installed, we'll do a follow-up video. Well, it's been probably a month since the last video segment you saw. Yeah, so it's been plugged in all this time. I gave the cassette mechanism a good run, and it works beautifully. And my bulbs finally came in, so now we're going to take it back down to the workbench and go ahead and get the dial lamp bulb installed. In the meantime, I can flip the switch here and
make sure you're set to hear us anytime. Tell your smart device to play 94.5 3WS on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, they got in trouble for saying your Alexa device, because then Alexa would turn on and listen, and it would happen in places where it shouldn't, and they got in big trouble for that. So I say smart device. Okay, we have our new bulb installed, and we got some heat shrink in place. I also have a nice supply of these 24-volt bulbs in case I ever need to do future projects that require them. And just doing a quick test, and it works.
Okay. Yeah.
So now let's go ahead and get the heat shrink back on and in place. And there you go, nice and heat shrunk and isolated. So now we can go ahead and get this back together. So here it is, the final product, all cleaned up and shiny. So in the back, you have your brightness control for the VFD, continuously variable, and your time set lockout switch so you don't accidentally change it. Nice touch there. And as I mentioned, we got volume control, tone control. You can wake to radio, or sorry, sleep to tape or radio, your AM FM band, your tuning dial in the front, snooze, sleep, wake, fast and slow time set buttons, tape, radio off, on, wake to radio, wake to tape, and alarm, and a cassette deck, which is an older tension mechanism, non-soft eject. But, and it has a very nice VFD. I like these older VFDs better. This one's made by NEC. Let's demonstrate the radio.
Bob really will play anything, except that tape of him singing karaoke at the last Christmas party. That stays hidden.
Let's just start at the beginning of the scale. And this one does not have an external antenna jack, nor does it have battery backup. And for a reason, it operates the cassette deck mechanism. It would drain it too quickly. So
is the ultimate bacon cheeseburger. I can't take it back, so in the past. And so is you. It's never gonna end. JAWesternTV.org. Think that you'd still know my name, but love refused to.
The Shaw Design Center. Visit Larry Lynn Flooring for quality selection and great financing. Get the best.
Evil reminds.
The radio and podcasting all in one app.
Just help us with the way that it.
Propel thousands of local middle and high school.
and the dial scale is pretty accurate. That's 96.9 Bob FM out of Braddock, Pittsburgh. Not too bad, just using the built-in power cord inductively coupled antenna. So now let's go over some of the other features. Okay, and now the next thing someone's probably going to ask, for the dial lamp on here, why don't I just replace it with an LED? Well, if the original parts are still available, I'm going to use them. An incandescent lamp looks much better than an LED. It just looks kind of fake when you put LEDs in something. I'm going to wait till the last possible moment on everything to where these parts aren't available before I start doing these retrofits to it. Because otherwise, just like Fran Lab says, you just don't get it. Anyways. And that's the other point I'll make, is we all have our own methods of doing things, which aren't wrong, they're just different. What irritates me is those that tell me I should be doing it like so-and-so said. I'm like, I'm not so-and-so. I do things my way. And that's how things are on this channel. I just put this out here for others to enjoy this equipment, and that I'm so passionate about, because modern electronics just don't do it for me. They just not interesting. They're disposable. They don't last long, and you can't repair them, and they just have no soul to them. They're just ass. Anyways, this is that I recorded off the radio probably a month ago, I think, while I was testing this. Perfect speed. Everything's in tune. It sounds great for what it is. I say that because it's just DC biased. It does have a electromagnetic erase. Doesn't use a permanent magnet like that guy over there. Yeah, here's a quick sample. Gotta do it quick because of the copyright police. Okay, here is fast forward, which is nice and strong. Rewind. It does have a little quirk where when you press stop, the audio circuits and everything's still powered up before it turns off, and you hear a bit of a radio go. out like that. We're going to show you one more thing. There is a message button in the front. You probably can see it better now. Don't put too much thought into it. It's real simple. And it's just there for convenience. Let's just say you leave a message on this tape here. We'll just rewind. And again, record and play are not locked together on this older mechanism, so you gotta press them both at the same time like that. Okay, here we go. Today's date is January 16th, 2021. Recording on the 1984 General Electric clock radio cassette. I'm leaving this message for the Badger Bitch. Then you rewind, you leave, you're not there, so you press and turn it on. All that does is turn that LED on the front. So let's just say Harley, aka Badger Bitch, comes and he sees that light on. He's like, oh, I got a message. Hit play. Today's date is January 16th, 2021. Recording on the 1984 General Electric clock radio cassette. I'm leaving this message for the Badger Bitch. And then he gets the message. The recording quality is on par. It's in fact, this playback and record quality of this is identical to this one, which is, I hate to say it, mediocre at best. It's not great, but is nothing wrong. It was just, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is compared to other units like this 1970 Beast and other units, is, you know, that's just so stripped down and basic. But that doesn't mean I don't like it either. Still very well made. Let's see. I'm going to try Wake to Radio. It is 9 o'clock. So let's set a wake timer to, I don't know. We'll fix that in a minute. We're going to do wake to tape. Oh, cool. Well, that's a pretty nifty feature. If the tape runs out when the alarm goes off, it sounds that tone, like if you had it on the alarm function like that. That's pretty cool. That's a good idea. These were very well thought of and laid out. I really love these General Electric clock radios of all variety. They were just like they were like the leader back then. And this is a real, genuine General Electric, too. This one here is a Thompson, but it seems like they kept the same thing going after Thompson took over, at least until the early 90s. But yeah, that was very nice right there. And here is a side-by-side of both alarm clocks. First video I did on this one was back in October 2007. This is the video you're seeing now, of course. And which one do I like better? Well, obviously, the one on the left. The other one just looks thoroughly early 80s, and the dial lamp really does it for you right there. Yeah, it looks a lot better, and you turn the lights out, it looks even cooler. And this is this one. Yeah, the one on the right, yeah, it adds battery backup. It adds dual alarm. But it doesn't, the thing I really wish this one had was the wake to cassette. I would have totally used that. And that was pretty cool how if you hit stop or the tape ran out, it would sound the regular alarm sound. So that would, you know. But yeah, and this is pretty neat too. A little indicator. Now, one last thing I'm going to do. How does it play pre-recorded tapes? So now we're going to see how it does with pre-recorded tapes on both units for comparison, which it does really well. This is
There's no easy way to understand it. There's so much love you never know.
So there you go. The 1984 General Electric clock radio cassette. Another one on my wish list checked off. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe.